Hi everybody, it's Millie with Crafting in My PJs. Welcome to my channel. Well guys, I haven't been videoing, don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've taken a short break from crafting per se, as far as crafting to do videos for YouTube. Now, I'm pretty much crafting because I want to do things. So I will be showing some videos here and there. I participated in a Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge by Paper Terrace, and so I did video that. And I have another video that's going up. Well, if you're seeing it, it's up, and it is my little golden book junk journal. And I made this, okay, so this is kind of convoluted. I'm going to show you the book in detail. The reason I'm showing you the book, there's no how-to videos on here. If you want to see a how-to video, all you have to do is comment in the section, and I will be glad to do a how-to video on any process that has to go with altering a junk journal. The reason I am videoing this junk journal is to show you different things you can do in a junk journal. There are so many different ways of decorating and completing a junk journal, and this happens to be the way I like to do a junk journal. I love interactive. I usually gear my junk journal so there's some sort of young at heart components to it, because I do have 6 grandchildren, and I am going to read these altered junk journals with my grandchildren. So I want some sort of elementary type features to it that my grandchildren can have fun with the book as much as I have fun making it. I have to apologize too. I've been coffee dyeing doilies, and I did not wear gloves because I can't deal with the doilies with gloves on. So I have coffee stained hands. So anyway, so the first thing I'm showing you page by page this book is to show you different things you can do in your own junk journal or any project you might be doing. And the second reason is because this particular junk journal will be on Etsy by the time this video is released. So if you're watching the video, it should be up there for sale. And there's kind of a reason that I'm selling this video, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But first thing I need to do is close the door, because obviously Gabby, the Goffin's cockatoo, wants to be in this video too. So let me try and shut the door and see if I can distract her. Okay, so the other reason that I am particularly selling this Peter Pan junk journal, altered book, little golden altered book, is because I have 2 more Peter Pan junk journals that I'm in the process of making. And the reason that I am making 3 journals is because a friend and I are doing the Run Disney races recently. So in November, we participated in the 5K together, and then I did the 10K on my own. And the theme for the Wine and Dine marathon or half marathon weekend, however they word it, is the theme for the 5K was Alice in Wonderland. And my friend, here, let me get the light out of the way. It didn't help. My friend made me a junk journal. I did part of the tassel, like that. I did those pieces. And that is why I also, on my Etsy shop at this time, have a Alice in Wonderland junk journal. It's not a little golden book, but it is a junk journal, and it is up on Etsy for sale because my friend gave me this Alice in Wonderland, and I was making that Alice in Wonderland for myself. And so, not wanting to have 2 Alice in Wonderland junk journals, I preferred to keep the one that Beth made me, and I am selling the one that I originally made for myself. So anyway, what did we do with the junk journal? Well, we used, here, I'm going to kind of use this as a prop. There we go. We used it as sort of a scrapbook. So I showed an in-depth video of this Alice in Wonderland junk journal, primarily because Beth has to still finish hers. She made two, one for her, one for me, and hers wasn't finished, but she gave me mine. She finished mine quickly. So, oops, my little thing broke. We used pictures from the 5K and even the 10K and Run Disney 5K. And so we decorated our junk journal with our memorabilia from the Run Disney event that weekend. Can we still use it as a book with our grandchildren? Absolutely. Let's see. She also, like me, she likes her books to be interactive. And so she did fill mine with a couple of, we dressed up as, I was the Two of Hearts and she was the Two of Spades, I think. And so we dressed up as part of the cards. So we used it as kind of a memorabilia, but still it's going to be something we can use with our grandchildren as well. So, long story short, here's Peter Pan. I'm going to show you Peter Pan. And if you happen to be doing Springtime Surprise, middle of April 2024, Peter Pan or Neverland is the theme for the 5K. So that's why I'm doing Peter Pan, so that I could give Beth her Peter Pan, so we could put all of our memorabilia in it from this race. And I am not focusing on any other themes, so I am not picking themes from 10K or the half or the challenge, just the 5K. So if somebody else out there happens to be participating in the Springtime Surprise and maybe might want a junk journal to do the same thing as Beth and I, a place to keep your memorabilia, here you go. Now, I did not specifically, if you look at the Peter Pan that I kind of flashed for you, I did the same thing Beth did. I added in lots of Disney ephemera, and also I added in Run Disney ephemera. I didn't specifically do that with this one, but you'll see Disney ephemera in here. But what I did do is, if you were running in Springtime Surprise, and there will be some way, either comments on Etsy or send me a message after you purchase, I am making specific things for Beth and I. It won't be a whole lot. I'm not telling you it's a whole bunch, but I will make a package for you. Here's some paper clips I made to mark the different, like mile 1, mile 2, pre-race, those kinds of things. So I have some ephemera that I am specifically making that's primarily set up for the 5K, the Run Disney event. It doesn't even have to be just the 5K. I mean, it's the 5K theme, but you could use it for anything that weekend. I also printed out the race map, the map of the race, of the course. And I would give that to you too. And there's no extra charge for that. All you have to do is say, I would like the race package, the Disney race package. Even if you're not doing it, if you just want these digitals that I printed out, they're Google images, you're more than welcome to have them. All right, so let's get to Peter Pan. Peter Pan is, this is a more vintage Peter Pan Little Golden Book than the one that I kept for Beth and I. And you can see, you can judge how vintage it is by the price. And I did put some corner protectors, but I wanted that price to stay. And I do keep, like Beth and I do different types of Little Golden Books, and that's all great. Like she doesn't sew, I sew. She covers her spine. If at all possible, I do not cover my spine. This the little golden book stripe. I try to keep it as much as possible. And so I do cover this part of the spine, but I try to keep the golden strip, because I feel like that is little golden book. And so on the tassel, you'll see you have a little Mickey key hanging right there. You have some ribbon that coordinates with the book itself. I tried to stick to pinks, pastels, and a little bit of green, because Neverland has a lot of green in it. There's a little bottle here, and it says Wish with a dandelion in it, kind of sort of to go along with Tinkerbell. All right, so we're going to open it up. Right now, this is the closure, which is just a ribbon, and that might stay that way. I don't think I'm going to try and pierce holes in the cover. I really don't want to mess things up. Let me see if I can get more of an overhead view. I don't know if that really is a better view or not. I'm not sure. All right, so let's start with Wendy and Peter. So you can see the vintage of the book. The pages are yellowed. It was originally for Brad. And so I like to keep that. If there's a writing here, I do keep that in my books. I think it's sweet. All right, so the first ephemera page that you come up to is, a snack box. And inside is a replica of the Disney dollars that you used to get back if you rented a stroller at Disney years ago. And then some vintage pictures of Peter Pan ride. Now, I only have 2 digitals that I used in this package. One was it turns out it was a Disneyland digital vintage pack, and I will link that in the description. And the second thing I used was a Peter Pan paper and clip art bundle that I purchased probably a year ago. And I will link that in the description below too. But everything else is handmade, or I printed off of, though this was part of the digital package, I might have printed off of Google Images, and I did order some of these postcards from, I think it's Zazzle is who I ordered them from. So in the first one, I tried to give a lot of places where you could put pictures or write. So you could definitely write on here, or even add a piece of coffee dyed paper and write on that, if that's how you like to do your journal. And then here's a Peter Pan postcard. I only stapled the tag to it in case you really want to take this postcard and use it. So, and I tried to shorten this a little bit so it would stay in there and show you. There's a handmade tag, has a fairy on it, place to write on the back. Here's some more of the Peter Pan digitals. This is just ephemera from things I had. Some tickets, another handmade tag with a little dangle on it. Okay, so on this page, I figure they're getting ready to go to Neverland. So there is this is a map of Neverland. I figure Peter is probably telling Wendy and the kids all about Neverland and showing them all the places they can go when they get to Neverland. So here's a Neverland map. That was another digital that I downloaded. And then I just put it on some faux leather paper that I made and kind of Mod Podged it a little bit to keep it from falling apart. It's because I'm sure you're going to look at that map a lot. And then just some little doodle spots on this side. All right, this is a bookmark, but I'm going to show you the bookmark on this side because it really goes with Wendy's thimble. Now, Peter gets all upset, and this is a more a simpler version than the other one that I have. So I don't think they talk about Wendy sewing Peter's shadow back to him. But in the original Peter Pan, Peter's very upset because his shadow won't stay with him. And so Wendy sews it on for him. So here's a vintage a vintage thimble. I would imagine it's sort of heavy. There is a marking in it because these vintage thimbles belong to my sister who passed away last year. And so what a great way to honor some of her thimbles. I gave them away at her funeral. And so this is one of her cherished vintage thimbles. And I thought that, it would go great in this book. And here's a bookmark. So you can actually use it as a true bookmark or just leave it in this space to commemorate that part of the story. Here's just another writing space. Slips right into this little tuck. Now, since Wendy is going to sew Peter's shadow on, she needs a needle and thread. So there's her needle and thread. And it stays in this little pocket so she can find it at all times. And let's see. Oh, so I figure, the Lost Boys probably get pretty hungry, and the kids too. So here are some Peter Pan snacks that you can make. So there's Tinkerbell's Perfectly Pixie Nectar. Looks like a really yummy drink. And Captain Hook's Honey Oat Planks, which is like a honey oat brownie. And so those stay in here. So again, you can have some Peter Pan snacks when you get hungry. Another little tuck spot with a place to write. I kind of like the blank side up. A doily. Here are 2 more handmade tags. All of my tags usually are blank on the back. Oh, and this one you can actually add a small tag to it too. Not this one. Blank on the back so that you have a place to write. I want you to have plenty. Or add a picture. I've been using my HP Sprocket, so it prints out 2x3 pictures, and they go great in these books. It's wonderful. All right, so here are some Peter Pan activities that you can either do yourself or have for a little one to do. And it was there was some big celebration when Peter Pan came out on Blu-ray. So these are all free printables. If you Google it, you can find a few more. There's not too many more. And then here's some pixie dust. And so there's some sparkly pixie dust, and it says on here, pixie dust. So Peter is going to sprinkle some pixie dust so that everybody can fly to Neverland. So we are ready to go. We are flying. Here's another little pocket with a handmade tag. Again, some Peter Pan on there. And then a little envelope with a flower fairy card. And then there's another tag. Never grow up. All right, let's stick those. All right. And do we have anything in here? No, that's not a pocket. It's just some handmade paper. All right, and here is another fold-out envelope. There we go. All right, now, Tinkerbell has a special door that she uses to get into Peter's house. And this is Tinkerbell's door. So if you use the ladybug and very carefully open it up, there is Tinkerbell ready to show you how to get into the tree that is Peter Pan's home. All right, here's another bookmark. Some more vintage pictures from Disneyland. Here's another postcard. Slip right in there. And another handmade tag right here. All right. All right, in our second signature, this book does have 2 signatures. I typically stick to 2 signatures because that's what the original Little Golden Book had, was 2 signatures. So I try to stick to that. There is a page or 2 in here of Peter Pan from another Disney book, so you might see that. Here's another bookmark. And then, if you enjoyed Peter Pan snacks, maybe you would like some Disneyland snacks. So these were from Disneyland annual pass holder days. And it is not the original. These are copies. But we have corn chowder soup and rainbow sprinkle whoopie pies. So that might be kind of fun to make or to try to make, either for a friend or, yourself. And if you have your own little Disney recipe, maybe you want to put it in that pocket there. All right. Now, this paper that you'll see throughout the book, that came from the Peter Pan digital kit that I had purchased that had some clip art and Disney Peter Pan themed pages. Here's a postcard. Tuck spot for that. Another postcard right here. And the tuck spot is a page out of a Peter Pan book. And let's see what's in here. Another postcard. Oh, here. It's Tinkerbell. There you go. Now, the pirates capture Tinkerbell and they put her in this lantern and keep her prisoner. So here is Tinkerbell in that lantern, and there is some acetate right here, so it makes it like it's glass. So there's poor captured Tinkerbell. And then I have a couple of wax seal paper clips, and so here's the Peter Pan ephemera, and here's some just writing places with a cute wax seal. And then just some colors. Now, on this side, we have some tuck spots. There's a little notebook, a little handmade notebook right here that you can journal whatever you would like in here, or even add pictures to. And then we have the same thing on this side that opens this way. And then there's a little card in here that you can use as for journaling or to add photos, depending on how you're going to use this book. All right, here's another tuck spot. And yet again, here's another picture of the pirates and making Wendy walk the plank. Actually, it's that picture right there. And then here's poor Tinkerbell that's been imprisoned. And then if you like music, here is some sheet music for the song You Can Fly, You Can Fly, You Can Fly, which was in the Peter Pan movie that Disney released. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, so in this pocket, we have some Disney fun or some Peter Pan fun. So you have to put, I think it's prepositions in here. Yes, locations. So if you have a small one that you are reading the book with, you can talk about the cloud is it above or under Peter Pan, that kind of thing. So that would be fun, something different to do, another activity. All right, again, pages you can put nothing or pictures or memorabilia. Here's another little pocket with a great place to journal, and it does open with more journal space. And this is like tissue paper that I altered, so it gives it like a waxy feel. And then here's some more journaling spots. And here's the other two recipes. Waltz Chilean beans and tres leche cake. And then a spot where I like to put one down and one up. A spot where you can write something, another recipe, or some notes for these recipes. And there's Mickey saying, I'm glad you enjoyed this Peter Pan story. And there we go. And that is the end. That is the end of our little golden book. But if you are participating in the race and you are thinking about purchasing this junk journal, don't forget to put in the notes or send me a message. I'm going to see if I can put like a comment section or special instructions that you would like the Run Disney ephemera to add to your junk journal. All right, guys, so that's it. There is my Peter Pan Little Golden Book, altered Little Golden Book. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some ideas for your own junk journals. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Bye.